My husband's first love. Seduced him late at night and gave it all to her and left me. I woke up because the bed was cold on his side. Not the gentle kind of cold that comes from night air slipping through curtains, but the kind that feels deliberate, intentional, as if absence itself had weight. My hand moved instinctively across the sheets, searching for him, finding nothing but fabric already losing his warmth. The darkness pressed in on me, thick and heavy, and the silence felt wrong. Too loud, too aware of itself. I held my breath and listened, hoping to hear footsteps, keys, anything that would tell me he was still part of this house. Nothing answered me. The clock glowed faintly from the wall. 1:47 a.m. My chest tightened. I told myself not to overthink it. I told myself marriages survived late nights and unexplained absences. I told myself love didn't disappear just because someone stayed out too long. But my heart was already racing, as if it knew something my mind wasn't ready to face. When the door finally opened, the sound sliced through the silence like a blade. I turned my face toward the wall, pretending to sleep. His movements were cautious, almost respectful, like he was entering a place he no longer belonged to. He slipped off his shoes quietly. I smelled something unfamiliar on him, perfume that wasn't mine, warmth that didn't come from our bed. He stood still for a moment, and in that pause, something inside me cracked. He didn't touch me that night. The days before that moment replay in my mind now like warning signs I ignored on purpose. He had been drifting away slowly, subtly, the way someone loosens their grip before letting go. His laughter no longer filled the room. His eyes wandered when I spoke. Conversations felt unfinished, like he was already gone before they began. When I asked if something was wrong, he smiled and said he was tired. I believed him because believing him hurt less than the truth. Then he mentioned her, just once at first, casually. Her name slipped into conversation wrapped in nostalgia, spoken with a softness that made my stomach drop. She was my first love, he said, staring into nothing, smiling like he was remembering something precious. I laughed, trying to sound unbothered, trying to be the kind of wife who didn't feel threatened by ghosts. But something twisted inside me, something cold and sharp. I didn't know he was already talking to her. Late-night phone calls followed, messages that lit up his screen when he thought I wasn't looking. He'd step outside to answer them, saying he didn't want to wake me. He said they were just catching up, just memories, just harmless conversations between people who once meant something to each other. I told myself first loves belonged in the past. I told myself marriage mattered more. I was lying to myself. The night everything shattered, I felt it long before it happened. He barely looked at me when he said he was going out. No explanation, no reassurance, just a kiss on my cheek that felt distant, borrowed, like it belonged to someone else. I stood in the doorway and watched him leave, my heart sinking with every step he took away from me. That was the night she took him back. While I lay in our bed staring at the ceiling, she reminded him of who he used to be. She whispered old promises into his ear, promises I never knew existed. She gave him familiarity wrapped in desire, history wrapped in temptation. She didn't need to try hard. She already owned a piece of him I never had access to. And late at night, when loyalty is weakest and longing is loudest, he gave in. When he came home, his silence told me everything. The next morning, he couldn't meet my eyes. His words stumbled over themselves, heavy with guilt he didn't know how to carry. I asked him if there was someone else. He hesitated, just for a second. But that second destroyed me, because in that pause, I saw my marriage ending. He told me slowly, carefully, like the truth might hurt less if delivered gently. He said seeing her again had awakened feelings he thought were buried, that one conversation turned into many, that memories turned into desire. He didn't say he loved her, but he didn't have to. The way he spoke her name was enough. I asked him what that meant for us. He said he was confused. Confused. The word echoed in my head like an insult. Confused didn't erase the nights he chose her voice over mine. Confused didn't explain why he came home smelling like someone else. Confused didn't change the fact that he had already crossed lines he could never uncross. The night he left, I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I watched him pack his clothes into a bag that suddenly felt heavier than our entire marriage. Each folded shirt felt like a goodbye I wasn't allowed to stop. He paused at the door, hesitating, as if waiting for me to save him from his choice. I said nothing. The door closed, and the silence swallowed me whole. Days blurred together after that. His absence haunted every room. His pillow still smelled like him. His mug still sat in the sink. I replayed every moment of our relationship, searching for the exact second I lost him. I imagined them together. How she looked at him, how he touched her, how easily he gave her what I thought was mine forever. He stopped calling. I heard through others that he was happy, that he had gone back to his first love like no time had passed at all, like I had been nothing more than a pause between chapters. That knowledge hollowed me out. I realized then that I had never truly been competing with another woman. I'd been competing with a memory. And memories are dangerous because they don't age, don't disappoint, don't argue about bills or leave dishes in the sink. They stay perfect. Some nights, I still wake up reaching for him, only to remember he chose her. He chose the past over the present. He chose desire over devotion. And I am left with the echo of a love that wasn't strong enough to survive the return of his first. I don't hate her. I hate the way he looked at her. I hate the way he left. I hate that love can disappear quietly, late at night, without warning. And most of all, I hate that I loved him enough to believe he would never do this to me.